Hello and welcome to Hobbit Size Podcast. This is our third episode. I'm Gabriel alongside Vincent. Vincent, first off, before we get to any of the comments, do you want to just talk about these amazing cups?
Yes, actually, my sister, Alessandra, shout out to her. She's been helping us with a lot of the costumes and everything. She wood burned the Prancing Pony and the Green Dragon. So if you guys want to take a look at those, just check out how those are. They're going to be coming up in our podcast a lot. So shout out to her. Thank you. Now let's start off with some comments.
I'm ready for it.
Because we love reading your guys' comments. Make sure to drop a comment in this video, a question you might want, or an opinion, and we will talk about it. Yep.
Alright, let's start off with Shep of the Forest commented, do you guys read Lord of the Rings every year like some people? And how many times have you read it?
So, I've read it twice. You've read it
Once.
It's just such a long book to read. Like, I love the book, but I don't get around to reading it so much just because I like reading a lot of different books. And Lord of the Rings is definitely one of my favorite books, but it's just such a long read to keep reading. And for me, the movies are just incredible. I love watching visual things.
Yeah.
And like for the movies every year, we probably watch
Dozens.
yeah, dozens of times. Like we've watched like our channel. Like we have to go back and read. We got to go back and watch scenes over and over again of what we're doing. So we've memorized a lot and we just watch it all the time.
Yeah, it's amazing. So, alright.
Next comment is by Michael Asquith. This podcast is amazing. What is your favorite scene from The Lord of the Rings? And what is your favorite quote from it too?
Oh my gosh, this is like a perfect question. Like I love comments and scenes from Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit. So I'll first start off with my favorite quote from The Hobbit is probably at the end of An Unexpected Journey when Thorin and the dwarves and Gandalf had just escaped the Goblin tunnels and Bilbo comes running down the hill and he still has the ring and hears Thorin talking about how Bilbo took his chance and he left.
Yeah,
But
abandoned the dwarves.
yeah, but Bilbo takes off the ring and says that I have a home, you guys don't have a home, I've come to help you guys reclaim it, and it's just beautiful by Bilbo to see the respect to the dwarves.
Right, even after Thorin treated him kind of like badly throughout the first.
Because I know you doubted me, I see it
Yeah.
day by day.
It is a great quote. And then mine from The Hobbit is. It's also in The Unexpected Journey. When Gandalf gives, is that The Unexpected Journey when Gandalf gives Sting to Bilbo?
Yeah.
When Bilbo said he'd never used the sword in his life, and Gandalf said, "True courage comes not when to take a life, but when to spare one." I think that's actually an awesome quote.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And then from The Lord of the Rings, my favorite quote would be Gandalf talking to Frodo in the Mines of Moria, when Gandalf says, or Frodo first says, what's his line? You know the line.
I wish the ring had never come to me, I wish none of this had happened.
And then Gandalf says, "So do all who live to see such times, but that is not for them to decide. All we must decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." And I think that is such a strong quote that Gandalf says. One of his many strong quotes, because Gandalf has so many good quotes.
So much wisdom, Gandalf as well.
There's so many wisdom in his long years.
That's my favorite quote, but I'm not gonna take it because, you know.
I just picked it.
Yeah, you just picked it.
Yeah.
You stole it from me. Like, the ring.
You're the one wearing the ring. I'm wearing the Evening Star. Check
See
those
that?
out, guys.
Yeah.
New props to our podcast.
Yeah, so my favorite for Lord of the Rings, it is probably from the end of the Two Towers when Sam says that there's some good left in the world and it's worth fighting for. That I just love that from Frodo.
I love
Sam. It's an awesome way to end going into the final movie. You know, kind of like, all right, you know, they know that they have to finish this quest.
And they might not make it back, which is so Last comment.
Philip Lukacs said, "What is better, The Hobbit or Rings of Power?"
This I'm laughing at. Like Rings of Power. The Hobbit is by far better. I know some people don't like The Hobbit, but compared to the Rings of Power, and like I love The Hobbit anyway, but yeah, Rings of Power doesn't compare to The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. They would never be half the movie that Lord of the Rings is.
Yeah, we'll get to the Rings of Power another day. You know, our full once the whole first season's done with. We'll get our breakdown.
Yeah, Lainey asked for a review or a review when
Yeah.
the last episode, or we're gonna go on a review when the last episode is
Yeah.
out. Sorry. So that was Delaney's comment who asked us about the Rings of Power.
Yeah, so we'll get to that in another time, but the Ring of Power the Hobbit is just outstanding trilogy, and it's right beyond Lord of the Rings for best trilogy in my opinion, and the Rings of Power just doesn't really compare to it. I mean, unless they change my mind with something drastic and
The last
it becomes
episode.
amazing last episode or in these upcoming seasons, but for right now I think I'm pretty set on the Hobbit and
And we'll talk about the Rings of Power later. I could go on and on about what's not on point with it.
yeah, there's definitely some interesting things that we'll get
But
to.
we'll get onto it. So that's all for the comments. If you guys want us to read your comments, just make sure to comment down below in the comment section, and also make sure to hit the subscribe button because that is a big help. And now let's get to our special guest, Gimli, as you guys know him, Anthony as we know him. Alright, you guys ready?
Yeah. Do you guys have like a list of questions, or we just roll?
I think we roll. Alright guys, we just came out. We were about to film outside, but it's pouring now. But here's Anthony. How you doing, bro?
Good.
So,
So happy to finally be on. I was watching your other podcast avidly, and I'm honored to be here.
It's great to have you.
It's a pleasure.
People probably most know Matthew for his great Gimli. So
Yes.
yes, we got a lot of comments for Gimli. They're always like, Gimli's yes, and stuff like that. But let's start off with, is Gimli your favorite character to play on our channel? Because you did act as, remember, the
I
death of
acted as
Boromir and
Boromir.
Aragorn.
Aragorn. Did I act as
you
Sam?
have to Sam when you
I
ran
acted
in
as-
like this.
Yeah, it was like a short scene, but yeah. I think Gimli is my favorite. I feel like if there's Gimli in the video that I'm in, I pretty much have to play him though. I don't know if you guys second
Yeah,
that. But
I, don't
Yeah,
think
I just
any-
feel
I
like
don't think anyone plays Gimli better. It's fun.
Yeah.
Because
Respect.
bro.
So when you play Gimli, do you try to add like your own kind of like twist to Gimli, or is
I don't try to add my twist. I just try to really get in the character and try to act as Gimli as much as I can.
Mhm.
And you guys do the same with Aragorn and you with King Theoden.
yeah.
You mastered those roles, bros. That's awesome, dudes. Sorry.
No, it's all good. I did want to mention, I did want to hit on the topic
Yeah.
of your voice changes with Gimli.
Mm.
Now, there has been some people saying that from one line to the next, you have 3 different accents.
People
one
say that.
American, one Scottish,
The
one...
one, the one I think
People say that or you say
prominently.
that?
Well, I'm the person.
It was in the White Wizard Approaches. I think the one where like it was one point where you said like 3 straight
And he
lines.
was like, the air is so close here.
Yeah. Well, if I had to contribute to anything, it's probably just me being flustered. So many things going on, as you well know. Enough like to shoot a video. There's lots of components
thinking that's
that
a
the
good one.
viewers don't see,
Yeah, right.
and it's just me thinking about all these things, helping you guys out, and trying to do my best. And then I forgot the accents.
Nah,
We
it's
appreciate
all
it.
good. Yeah, we love you having for Gimli. And is there a character on our channel that you want to play that I haven't played yet? That you've been like, Vincent, why can't
I think
play
that I
this?"
really, besides Gimli, I think I would like to play Sam a little bit more. I know I had him in the one video, but I would really appreciate to do Sam more.
Okay.
Sam much again.
We'll see what we
Okay.
can do.
Because he is my favorite character in the entire trilogy.
You just took our question for like, we always end with that main question. Okay, we're gonna have to ask something else.
Alright, we can cut that.
Alright, no, keep it in.
Out of the videos that you've acted in, which is
Mhm.
your favorite? So you've acted.
Honestly, the video, we were in the forest.
White
and
Wizard Approaches.
I had the axe.
Right. Or
No, I had the axe. It was in the front yard.
No, that is White Wizard
Is
Approach.
it?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
Wizard Approaches.
That one was awesome.
I'm kind of surprised that it's not the one where we are in the Ride Out with Me.
The one that we just filmed in
Oh.
the barn.
Oh, that one was cool, except I wasn't really in that
You were
one.
kind of
Like, I
standing
was
out
just-
filming for
yeah.
a lot of
Yeah,
it.
you were the film on
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
That one is an awesome video, though.
Make
One
sure
of
to
the best.
check that one out.
Drop a like and a comment. But yeah, I did like that one. I just think the front yard one was best. I like because I had the most like screen time and I had the axe and I hit it into the tree. Yeah. Those bloopers were fun too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those
that's
bloopers were
Check
really
them
fun.
out. Check them out.
But yeah, it's just crazy.
It's crazy how far you guys come.
It's
I thought if I could add this, when you guys started out the Dudes from Middle Earth, I thought it'd be like one video every month or two, but it's really speaks to your guys' character how much you upload on a regular basis.
That might know you.
Dogs. It's been a grind.
It's been a grind.
It's been a grind.
Respect.
People don't understand that, like, when you try to come out with not just consistent videos, but quality
Quality over
consistent
consistency.
videos. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, we could every day get a video out if we wanted, but it would be poorly done.
Mm-hmm.
And with your help, we've been able to get some very good, good-looking videos out.
Happy to be part of the Dudes from Middle Earth.
Someone commented on the whiteboard approaches. They said the guy that acts as Gimli looks a lot like Orlando Bloom. What do you have to say about that?
I say that that's one of my favorite compliments because Orlando Bloom is one of my favorite actors.
And
We've said that before we ever even started.
Yeah.
We've always said that you have like kind of, I think, like the shaped face of Orlando Bloom.
and like, yeah, like the face and the when he gets that mustache,
Yeah.
they both look
Yeah,
very
two of my
similar.
favorite childhood trilogies, not trilogy anymore for the Pirates of the Caribbean. I loved him in Pirates of the Caribbean. I loved him in Lord of the Rings, and it's great to hear that I look like him, I guess.
Not yet closing out, but what is your favorite movie from the Lord of the Rings trilogy? First, second, or third?
I gotta go with, now you're putting me out. Rock and a hard place. I think I have to go with The Fellowship of the Ring.
Fellowship.
I just love how solemn it is. It introduces you to every character, almost every character in the whole entire trilogy, and just the companionship of The Fellowship of the Ring.
That's awesome because we had some comments earlier that we were responding to, and someone said, "What is your favorite quote from The Lord of the Hobbit?" Do you have one?
Full of a chuck! That's my favorite.
Yeah.
Or cast the ring into the fire.
So it's Gandalf again, or that's Elrond.
Elrond, yeah.
Isildur. Yeah, that one's a good
Yeah,
one.
that one's good. I don't know, there's just a lot. Like, it's hard to, like, you could name one random one and be like, oh, that one's an awesome one too.
Mhm.
So, like, those are just the ones I thought of off the top of my mind that are awesome comments.
How like how many times have you read Lord of the Rings?
What?
How many times have you read Lord of the Rings?
Red?
Yeah, read it.
I'm gonna get hate for this. Please be nice to me in the comments. I started reading The Fellowship of the Ring. I haven't read The Two Towers or The Return of the King. I have read The Hobbit the whole way through. Cover
I
to
like
cover.
Hobbit better than Lord of the Rings. Personally.
Yeah, I read those. Or I read The Hobbit, but I can't say I read all of them.
Okay.
What would you say? Do you like the movies or the books better?
Movies.
Movies.
It's just,
The visual aspect,
Yeah.
like just.
Peter Jackson, man.
But a lot of people would say they like the books better.
and they wouldn't have got there without the books, which is such crazy. Like they're like intertwined. That Peter Jackson is just is like a genius of how he took it from the books into the movies.
Yeah.
And
Definitely.
the books will always be there. Like the Tolkien fans of the books always will be there as the book fans, and might not. I know there's some people that don't like the Peter Jackson trilogy,
That's crazy
and that's
to think.
their opinion.
Well, another question for you. It's kind of on top of the other question, but do you like the Hobbit series better than the Hobbit book? Because I know you said the.
I'd still like the Hobbit movies better just because visually you can just, watch a movie.
Yeah.
In a book, I love reading books sometimes.
Did you like how Peter Jackson introduced Tario? Were you a fan of that? Or
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
That's actually a question I was about
I'm
to.
here for it.
That's a question I was about to ask to you. Are you okay with him adding Tario?
Yeah, it added another component. It almost added like a
Filler.
little love story in it, and I'm all for that. It was awesome because it worked. It wasn't awkward. It wasn't anything. It was just a fun time with Huey.
Well, anyway, all right.
Fun time with Kiwi.
Well, closing out, what would you rate out of 1 to 10? What would you rate The Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, and The Rings of Power?
Okay, I haven't finished The Rings of Power yet. I know maybe the last episode came out.
There's
It
one
comes out in
more.
One more. Okay. I gotta go with the Lord of the Rings trilogy. I gotta go with a 10.
Okay, fair enough.
10. Hobbits. I go with a. I'm gonna go with an 8.5.
Okay.
8.5.
Alright.
And then Rings of Power, from what I've seen, which was like three episodes, I go with a 6.
6, okay.
But that doesn't count or anything because like I haven't finished, so it's not like it,
Probably a
it's
try,
worth it.
right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to disagree with you.
Disagree.
I'm saying Hobbit is a 10.
Hobbit's a 10.
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
Vincent?
9.2765.
It's just so well constructed.
Well, I think that's all we have time enough for. Anthony, thank you for coming
Yeah.
on.
Thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it, man.
Thank you.
We'll
Really
see you guys
Thank
back.
you.
Peace.
That's-
Alright. Huge thank you to Anthony for coming on the podcast. It was a great podcast.
Anthony's a funny guy. Because when you meet him, you think he's funny as Gimli. Just have him in person. He's great. You know.
Yeah, I know. And also make sure to stay tuned for next month's podcast with a special guest as well. He's been helping us throughout a lot of our videos, and just stay tuned. It's gonna be good. But without further ado, I smoke and drink to another month's podcast.
Miller signing out.
I was gonna mention the comment where they said Vincent is the best character actor in Dudes Middle Earth. Do you not see that? Is that
No, I
not
don't
nice?
see that.
No, it's
Because I don't think it's true.
What? Well, if the fans ever want to comment down below who the best character actor is.
That's too much pressure. Because we're both pretty.
Hold on. Well, this better not be filmed. We can't leave this.